Okay, hello, everyone.
All the titles.
Hello.
Hello.
Right, so we're gonna have some more friends joining us soon, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, you can see all the
I'm gonna add a spotlight to everyone right now since we have a small group so far. Hello, I see Jaden and Layla and Rian, and hopefully we'll have more friends soon. Hello, how's everyone doing today?
You're not on mute. What?
How's everyone doing today? Feeling good? Rian's feeling good? Jaden and Layla, how are you guys today? I haven't seen you in so long.
Look at the
All right. So we're
camera.
gonna play for each other a little bit today, and we're also gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna explore a different style of music that you might not have played in before called the blues. And so we'll talk about how to make jazzy sounds and we'll improvise a little bit. What does it mean to improvise? What does that mean? We're learning how to improvise. Any guesses?
It means basically when you're making like a rhythmic thing out of your mind when you play something.
Yeah, you're making it up. Yeah. And so improvising is fun because it can be different every time you do it, right? You have a lot of opportunity to make it free and make it your own, right? There's no such thing as a mistake when you're improvising. You can make it up. So I want to give you a little formula where you can improvise in and you can make it up and it will almost always sound good. Do you guys see my piano camera here? Hello, piano camera. Yes, so these blue notes that I labeled here are the notes of the blues scale. So if I play them, they sound cool and jazzy. Take a listen. Have you guys heard that kind of sound before? That jazzy sound? Yeah, Rian's heard it? Yes? So we're going to talk about how to break up this cool blues scale, take little pieces, make a melody out of it, and you can make impressive sounding stuff and sound like you're playing jazz. So here's a little taste of some jazzy sounding stuff. Woo! To be different every time, right? I'm just using those notes of the blues scale. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I wanted to ask you guys, should we do blues first? You want to go into talking about the blues, or do you want to play for each other first and then talk about the blues after? Give me some votes, guys. What do you think? Do you want to play first?
Yes, play first.
Yes, play for each other first? Okay, cool. So everyone has some pieces to share today, is that right? Yes? Yeah, Rian has something to share. Layla has something to share. Yes? Jaden has something to share. Cool. So who wants to go first? Ooh, Jaden? That was fast. Okay. Let's have Jaden go first, and then Rian, I saw your hand next. You go next. Okay, cool. So I'm going to take the rest of our spotlights away. I'm going to mute myself. Rian's already muted. Jaden, can you tell us what you're playing?
I'm playing You'll Be Back from the Broadway musical Hamilton, sorry.
Ooh. you recognize that song? Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
Yes. Very famous song from Hamilton, right? Everyone loves Hamilton. Cool. All right, so Rian's going next, right? Rian, what are you playing for us?
Crawling spider.
Crawling spider, go for it.
No, it's like this.
Woohoo! Nice job, Rian. Wonderful. All right, Jaden and Layla giving you a thumbs up. Nice work, Rian. Thanks for showing us. All right. So, Layla, that leaves you. What are you playing?
Wave.
Playing Brave. Wonderful. By? Who's it by?
Sarah Bareilles.
Sarah Bareilles. Yay!
Go for it. Woo! Thanks for showing us. Yay, nice work. All right. Cool. Let's see, let me bring us all back here. All right. So let's chat a little bit about the blues. Maybe we can play some tunes together. And then I'll let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Right? These notes that I have up here are, whoopsies, my thing's not steady. Oh no.
Does it keep moving?
I need Miss Lisa's help.
All right, keep talking. I'll see if I can fix it.
So these notes that I have up here are blue for the blues scale. I added a little extra B flat because I like my melody going. But I've just pulled this B flat from here. Same note, right? What are the other two black keys that you see that I'm going to use today? You guys name them for me?
E flat and G flat.
Sure, E flat and G flat. I like that. How would you name them as sharps? Rian, could you name them as sharps?
As sharps, they.
Sharp, and what is this one?
That one is gonna be C sharp, and that one is G sharp.
Wait, you had F sharp, and what is this one?
And G sharp. No, D sharp. D sharp.
Yeah.
I tried playing it. I tried playing it.
That, I got an E flat, or F sharp, a B flat.
I also tried playing it.
You were just playing it? Cool, yeah. You guys can pick these notes out on your piano. All right, so we might have Jaden and Layla be a duet team because the blues is two parts. We'll have a left-hand part and a right-hand part, and sometimes it can be hard to coordinate like a steady left hand with a right hand that can explore all the notes of the blues scale there. So we can do a duet team. All right, guys. So I'm going to share my screen here, and hopefully my sound works to share it. And if I'm going too fast or something gets confusing, we have a small group. So just unmute and say, Danielle, slow down, or ask me a question, anything like that. Okay. So let's see if this will work. Fingers crossed. You hear sound? Whoa. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the blues today. One of the first blues pieces ever. All right, so what are the blues? What does that even mean, to play the blues? Well, it's a style, right? It's a genre, just like we play classical music or Baroque music or modern music or jazz or things like this. It's a genre of folk music created by African Americans in the early 20th century, originally in the southern United States. So we're talking about 100 years ago here. And the blues is a simple and expressive form that we'll talk about today. It became especially popular between 1910 to 1930, so about 100 years ago. And blues tunes often express sadness or a feeling of melancholy. So we're gonna name our blues pieces today. So you be thinking of something that you can name your blues piece. I hear things like rocking chair blues or boogie and blues and things like this. You can name it anything you'd like to express a feeling out of the melody that your blues scale gives you. So by 1960, we can hear these blues influences on other genres such as jazz, rhythm and blues, rock, pop, and even country music. You guys know the Beatles, right? Heard of the Beatles? Yeah, the Beatles used blues all the time. They used blues bass lines, which we'll talk about today. Even the Beach Boys, if you guys know that band, the Beach Boys use blues, so I hear it in other genres too. Okay, so I have some more blues listening for us here. And so this is Bessie Smith. And I want you to hear her really soulful, expressive melody. And maybe your right hand can copy her kind of sad, expressive melodies that she's making. She's using a lot of the chromatic or the little half steps in the blues scale. So listen to her really soulful, beautiful voice here.
My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea. My man's got a heart like a rocket in the sea.
Hear my steady bass line come in.
I hate to see that evening sun go down. Yes, I hate to see that evening sun go down.
soulful, so expressive. I love it. So we have to kind of make a blues persona. And I'm going to drop something in the chat here, guys. And we're going to create a blues persona. So I'm not just Danielle, and we're not just Rian and Layla and Jaden, but we got to create a new name for ourselves to be a bluesy musician today. So I just put a link in the chat. See if you can stay on our Zoom, but also press that link and open a browser. And so this browser will have you create your blues name. So you put your initials in and it creates a cool blues name for you. I got a good one. I got Old Gumbo McGee. So I wanna hear your funny blues names, your blues personas that will be writing some blues music for us today. You guys got any good ones? You can unmute. Tell me, do you have any good blues persona names? Who's composing the blues for us today?
Layla got Pretty Liver Bradley.
Pretty Liver. Ooh, I like it. Yeah. Rian, what did you get?
I can't get in.
Can't get in. Oh no. Do you see our link in the chat? Yeah, and when you press it, what happens? Jaden, what'd you get?
Clearly nothing.
What'd you get?
Clearly nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Uh-oh. Try again.
I got Bony Liver Bradley.
All right. We have to write like the liver blues today. Blues about having.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work? Oh, bummer. Okay, we'll try it again at the end. No problem. All right, guys. Have one more listening so that we can get that flavor of the blues in our head. I hear like a steady tempo, really steady bass line that comes in, which we'll talk about. Like we've talked about express, right? Okay, wait, so let's put ourselves back on mute. Can you mute, Rian? Thank you. All right, guys. I have one more listening. One more listening here. Whoops. All right. So what was playing originally was what we call the father of the blues. His name is W.C. Handy. And so this guy started writing the blues back in 1910. And so this is the St. Louis Blues by W.C. Handy. What a record! Steady tempo. That makes me want to dance. All right. So how do we make these kinds of sounds? How do we construct them? It's actually a pretty simple form. And so I'm going to show you the basic way first, and then how to make the basic way a little more challenging, a little more interesting, with a little bit harder left hand. So blues is a genre, like we're talking about, just like jazz or classical, but blues is also a formula. So left hand needs a steady bass line. And at its simplest form, left hand can have 12 measures with a whole note for each measure. So if we're all near the piano right now, let's have everyone find an octave. Even Jaden and Layla. Have someone on bass, someone on treble. And we're gonna play some really simple whole notes together, just so we hear the pattern of what we'd call the 12-bar blues. So the 12-bar blues bass line goes like this. We're gonna separate it into 3 phrases, 4 bars each, adds up to 12. So my first phrase is boring, just 4 C's. Okay, so let's keep it as a boring whole note for now. Just a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 2, 2, 3, 4, a 3, 2, 3, 4, and a 4, 2, 3, 4. So let's do that together, guys. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, and the last one, C, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Okay. And so my next phrase is going to go up to the 4th degree of your scale. So I'm going to go to F, but just for 2 bars. So I'm going to have an F, 2, 3, 4, and an F, 2, 3, 4, and back to C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4. All right, and so my last phrase, measure bars 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll go up to my 5, my 5th note of the scale, but just for 1 measure. 2, 3, and back to an F, 2, 3, 4, and back to a C, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4. So we'll make it harder, I promise, we'll make it harder. But let's go through the whole 12 bars together. See if you can play along with me. I'm gonna have my little arrow here showing where we're at. So for now, you can keep them as whole notes. Maybe you want to start hearing 4 beats, like going a 1, 2, 3, a 2, 2. Maybe you want to make quarter notes like that. Up to you. Are you ready, guys? We're just playing left hand. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. C, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, and going to F, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, and back to C, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. F, 2, 3, 4, and back to C, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna have somebody show me what they're doing, but if you want to see a harder option, look up on my camera here. Your left hand can do quarter notes, like I said, or you can add an interval, make it a little more interesting. So I like to do a 5th, and then a 6th. And even inside of that, you have some possibilities. You could do 4 quarter notes in a measure like this. 1, 2, 3. Right, back and forth twice. You could do half notes, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you could create a cool rhythm, doing like a dotted half note and a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would do the same thing on F. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and back to C. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. And there's my last line, doing it on G. 2, 3, and then going to an F and back to a C. Right? So you can keep it like a 5th, like that. You could even make a different interval. You could even put a 7th in there. Ooh, I love the B flats that we'll see in our melody, in the blues scale melody too. So I love to do a bass line that looks like this. Watch my hand, guys. Watch my left hand here. I like to do a 5th, 6th, 7th, and back to a 6th. So that gives me 4 beats right there, right? And so I'll do the pattern with 4 bars of C, 2 bars of F, 2 bars of C, then a G, an F, and a C with this kind of left hand. So see if you can play along with me. You can feel free to watch my hand if you need to. I'm just doing this pattern 5th, 6th, 7th, 6th. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. And here's my 2nd C. Here's my 3rd C. Here's my 4th C. And now I'm going to F. And a 2nd time. Cool. And back to C. And a 2nd time on C. And now I'm jumping up to G. I'll do the same thing on F, and I'll go back to C, and end there on C. You might have even heard me earlier when I showed you mine. Do a little tremolo. Sounds like a fancy, sounds like drummers drumming here. I love to do that with the C and B flat and just kind of shake back and forth like jazz hands. Take 2 hands. You can even hold the pedal down so it creates this cool sparkly effect. I love to end that way after my pattern. Okay, so we have some options, right? You can keep it simple with just a 5th. Keep it a whole note if you'd like, or make it half notes. Right? So choose one of those. Even include your 7th if you like the quarter note beats. Up to you. Okay, so we're gonna go through this formula with just the left hand one more time, and then we'll start to add some right hand melody. Okay, so feel free to play along with me. Okay, we're gonna go at a super slow tempo. So my tempo is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And here's bar 2. Bar 3, and here's bar 4. Now I'm going to F, ready? And a 2nd bar, and now back to C, and C again, ready to move to G, and slide down to F. Back to C. And let's end with our jazz hands. Cool. Does anyone have questions about the left hand, the steady bass line? Anyone have questions? No? Rian's rocking out. No questions? No? No? Okay. All right, so I'll keep going. We're gonna add the cool part now. We're gonna add some melody. So you guys might have already been picking out these notes. Here, I'm gonna unspotlight everyone. So hopefully my piano camera is the biggest now, right? Yes? Okay, cool. So you'll see this on my slide too, but feel free to pick out these notes. Honestly, fingering doesn't matter. I like to think of what fits in a handful. Like I could fit a little group of 5 fingers here in a weird 5-finger position. I call it a bluesy 5-finger position. So you could just stay there and mix and match your fingers to create a cool melody. It doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You could go 2, 4, 1, or 5, 2, 3, 1, or So you can stay there and mix and match some melody notes. I love this little group on top. I try to reach that with 3 fingers. And remember, I love to even take my B flat and take it down an octave. That way I don't have to move so much. That way I can just use these notes. Kind of a weird 5-finger position. And then I can cross over to B flat. So I'm going to give us about 60 seconds to play around with these notes that you see here and see if you can create some cool combinations, some cool melodies. I'm going to try too, so you can listen to some of my blues stuff and pick out some notes that you like. You could even use 2 hands. I love the little half steps here. Does anyone have a cool blues melody or a cool blues lick you want to show me? Yes? Does Rian have one? No? No one wants to show me a cool blues lick? Jaden does. Can you guys unmute?
All right.
Woohoo! Let's hear it. Let's jam. Let's hear it.
Whatever.
Wow! Woohoo! That's awesome! Cool. So it could be different every time. That's the beauty of the blues scale, right? You can mix and match, find cool melodies. I hear a steady beat that you could make out of that, right? And so you could add a left hand. If it's hard to coordinate, you could keep a boring left hand, guys, right? Just keep the whole note while you add that melody. And then the second line, you're moving to F. And back to C. Right? Here's the ending. Right? And so you could layer your melody on top of that basic bass line. Right? And then boom, you have a full piece. 12-bar blues. Awesome. All right, so here's another way of thinking about it. Here's what we're playing in the right hand, right? These are the notes I have labeled. C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat, C. Right? So right hand gets to be like Bessie Smith, right? An expressive singer using the notes of the blues scale. So this is just the blues scale in C. But if you like math, if you like patterns, you can move the whole pattern to the key of F. You can move it to G, you can move it to anywhere, right? Just like we transpose in music sometimes. We move a pattern to a different set of notes. I bet you could experiment and find the same size, or the same distance or intervals in another key. So sometimes when I'm feeling fancy and my left hand is traveling to F, I include the notes of the F blues scale. And when my left hand goes to G for that one measure, play some notes of the G blues scale. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of improvising together here. And for now, I just have a really basic right hand rhythm. So again, you could keep your left hand. We're just doing one phrase at a time. So remember, my first phrase is a little boring. It's just on C. So you could keep left hand really basic like this, right? And just some whole notes in left hand. You could make half notes if you wanted, like a fifth and then a sixth. Ooh, something like that, right? And so your right hand here can mix and match. You can choose any of these notes of the blues scale. But right now, let's play it with just C. So this rhythm that you see here, right? Half note, quarter, rest, rest, rest. Quarter, 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 rest, rest, rest. Ready? So someone could be a left hand or just experiment with your right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're going to do that again. But this time, you can include notes other than C. Maybe throw some E flats in there. Right? Maybe some E flats occasionally. Maybe you like some B flats in there too. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Ooh, does anyone want to show me their first phrase? Who wants to show me? Jaden, all right. Cool. So you get to choose your left hand. Simple, medium, complex.
Layla's doing the right hand. I'm doing the left
Oh, I
hand.
love that. All right. Layla's doing the right hand. So Layla, see if you could use this rhythm, right? And you could just plug in notes of the blues scale. Any note of the blues scale for each note. Go for it, guys. Perfect. Love it. All right, guys, let's keep going on to our next phrase where we include a little bit of F and then going back to C, right? So again, my most basic baseline. I'm visiting the 4th degree of my scale and then coming back to the 1st degree of my scale, right? And so when I'm on F, maybe I'll be more inclined to choose an F in my melody. Maybe I love the E flats. I want to throw the E flat in there too. Or maybe I want to go back to F here. Mix and match, make it your own. Okay, so see if you can include F in this right hand, but F plus one other note of the blues scale. Maybe you like the E flats, maybe you like the B flats. Up to you. Ready, guys? So my left hand's gonna go F, F, C, back to C. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Ooh, let's try this second phrase one more time. So again, your left hand can be just whole notes like this. Maybe you like to go back and forth between 5th, 6th, 5th, 6th. Gives me a nice quarter note beat. Let's try it together. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Rian, can you show me a little bit of a right hand melody? Can you unmute, Rian? Show me some right hand. See if you could follow this rhythm. Half note, quarter.
Okay.
Keep going. I have quarter, 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 quarter. Sure, absolutely. All right. And then I want to challenge you. Could you add some whole notes in left hand? Could you add some whole notes like this? I have F2, 3, 4, F2, 3, 4, and C2, 3, 2.
Okay.
Did you go pee-pee?
Right.
No.
Sure. All right. Woohoo. All right, guys. So we're on our last phrase, our very last phrase of the piece. I think the last phrase is the trickiest, where we go to G, and then we visit F, and then we go back to C, right? So at its simplest form, your left hand can look like this. All right. So again, you choose if you want to play left hand or right hand or try both. Okay, so my right hand here, I'm just plugging in notes from this bluesy scale. Any note from this scale. C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat, or C. Okay. So you could be a whole note with me in the left hand. Or you could play a melody. Rest, rest, rest. All right, guys, ready? We're gonna jam this last phrase together. Okay, you choose. Be a left hand or be a right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. I love to do that jazz hand. Little trill at the end. Make it fancy. All right, let's try one more time together. You can feel free to make your left hand a little trickier with some intervals. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. B flats to make that cool ending. Awesome. Does anyone want to show me their last phrase before we put it all together? No? Should we put it all together, guys? All right, so just to remind you, your left hand could be this basic. It could just have whole notes, while you try to find 4 beats of right hand notes. It could just be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could alternate between half notes and quarter notes, like we did in ours. Up to you. You can explore, make it different every time. Okay, friends, so I'm gonna be a bass line. If you wanna join me and be a left hand with me, you totally can. But I'm gonna give you these steady beats, and I'm gonna shout out, hey, we're going to F, we're going back to C, we're going to G, we're going to F, we're going to C, so that you know where I am in our 12-bar formula. So you could be left hand with me, or use my steady beat to practice making some right hand melody. Okay, ready? I'm gonna give us a slow tempo. This is the chopped liver blues. All right, guys. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. C, make some melody for me. And now I'm going to F. And going back to C. Now I'm going to G. Sliding back to F. And back to C. And let's do some jazz hands together. Cool. Did anyone get some good melodies? Yes? Jaden and Layla got some good melodies? Ooh, Regan got some good melodies? Cool. Should we try it one more time together? Let's try it one more time. All right. Okay, so that was the chopped liver blues. How about Miss Lisa's cat? Everyone's met Miss Lisa's cat, right? The Leia cat blues. Let's name it after Leia. All right. We're dedicating these blues to Miss Leia. You ready, guys? Again, I'm gonna be your left hand. You can totally join me with left hand, or make some melody for me with your right hand notes here. You could even use 2 fingers and karate chop these notes. Right? Mix and match. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. C. 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 And going to F. And back to C. Going to G. And back to F. And back to C. And do some jazz hands with me. Cool. All right, guys. Who's gonna show us some blues? Let's improvise. Let's jam together. Have some fun. Who's gonna show it to me? Jaden and Layla, are we gonna make an awesome blues duet? Yeah, let's do it. Can you unmute? And I'm gonna keep this screen up while we listen to you guys, so we can follow along with where you are in the 12-bar blues. Go for it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Awesome! Woohoo! job. All right, guys. So we're gonna wrap up here pretty soon. Does anyone else want to show off their blues? Look, my blues got all messed up here. Anyone else want to show off their blues? No?
That's it?
Well, thank you for joining us all today. I'm going to put some things in the chat here. I'm going to put one document, and we're also going to post this on the portal. So if you log into the portal, you should see it when you first log in. These are some resources for you to make the blues on your own at home, to remind you of our bass line, the left hand pattern, and the right hand melody notes that are available to you. Okay. It also includes some other video links that you can listen to get that blues sound in your head, to learn about some blues composers. And at the very bottom, I put my blues name generator, which I found really funny. So guys, Miss Lisa's here with me. Do you think we should find her blues name?
Yeah,
Let's
can you
hear
tell me
Miss
what my
Lisa's
name is?
Blues name.
So I don't have a middle name, so let's
So we have to make something up for
yeah.
her. Okay, let me share my screen one more time, guys.
Okay, L for
Okay.
Lisa.
Okay, she got pretty.
Let's do Maresh. And then
Lisa Blues Maresh.
Lisa
Yeah.
Blues Maresh. Oh, but she
I
got gumbo.
Oh, wait, I
I
like the gum.
that.
Okay, and then let's do Lathigara for my married name with
Okay,
Raj
gotcha.
Lathigara.
Parker, pretty gumbo Parker.
Ooh.
Ooh, cool.
Just call me Miss Parker this week.
All right, let's do Rian's. Let's see, Rian. What's your middle name, Rian?
You want to
Rian,
unmute?
can you unmute?
Sean.
Sean?
Yeah.
Sean with an S? Let's see. Ooh.
And P for Patel.
Ooh, skinny bad boy Bradley. I like that. Cool. That's a cool blues persona. Nice. All right. Does anyone have any questions for me about the blues or something I said today or something about the blues? Any questions before we say goodbye?
No question?
No questions.
Guys, can you say thank you to Miss Danielle in the chat? Say, that was fun.
Thanks
Blues,
for joining
blues
us.
are cool.
Fun to play the blues, yeah. It sounds super impressive, like you're playing jazz, but it's not that tricky, right? It's a
Yeah.
good formula to follow. You can make it easier, you can make it harder. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. So this thing that I sent will be on the portal. You can log in and access it and play the blues on your own. Okay.
Can you do a
Alright, guys.
screenshot of the attendance?
Sure. All right. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, okay? Thank you for joining me. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Let me stop recording.